everyone, and welcome to the KBB From the Tap podcast. I'm Executive Editor Chelsea Butler. Today, I am talking to JT Norman, who is Director of Business Development, Product and Design Innovation for Kitchen Magic, a kitchen cabinet refacing firm in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. We are going to be talking about his picks for the 2023 kitchen and bath design trend.
Be sure to subscribe to KBB's YouTube channel and click the like button on our videos. You can also subscribe to KBB's From the Tap podcast on such apps as Apple, Spotify, Pandora, and Google Podcasts, and please feel free to leave a review.
Welcome, JT, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for having me. It's good to see you. It's been maybe a year.
Yeah, we did this last year too, and it was exciting. It was fun. Yeah. So I know it will be this year too.
I have no doubt.
So I looked over the list, obviously, of your top 10. And first on the list is the push for including natural elements inside. Can you talk to us a little bit about the reasoning behind that?
We use natural elements in kitchen designs already. Granites and of course wood cabinets. I think what's going on is, as far as natural elements being brought into the home, it's a reflection of nature, the exterior. So people are bringing those elements into the home that reflect nature. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're creating that sense of serenity. Just being in forest bathing. That's a better way of saying it. That makes any sense? And using it with a design, it's not only the textiles, but it's the colors that people are using. They're using these earth tones in their kitchens, and like I said, just creating that oasis with nature.
Okay. So, can including natural elements in a kitchen and bath design increase the budget, or?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's increasing the budget. Not at all. Like I said, currently right now, we use a lot of materials in the industry that are natural. So I don't see any, additional costs for bringing in natural elements. It's just basically how you use them, I think, differently. These are tough questions.
Not designed to make them tough, just,
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, that is actually a tough question. But to be honest, it's like I said, it's people are being more connected, I believe, to the exterior, outside in nature. I guess because what we went through, with the pandemic, I'm seeing a lot of consumers still adjusting, trying to adjust. We were indoors for how long? And now, we've discovered how much we love being indoors and being in our spaces, but we still want to be outside. So it's taking it and kind of bringing the outside in.
Yeah, just spending so much time inside was driving everybody insane, and everyone was so excited to have like an outdoor space relative to their home. I know I spent a lot of time on my patio the last couple of years, but it's too cold to do that right now.
Yes, it is too. Well, yes, we're going into the colder seasons, and like you, I love to entertain, and I believe I talked about this on our last meeting, how I love to do farm to table and grow a greenhouse and provide them as those extras for these meals that I have when I have company over. So yeah, right now, like I said, we're going into winter. It's kind of doom and gloom, but it's okay. Bring those plants inside.
Right. Yeah, I have all mine inside. So second on the list is less clutter, but we've talked about this a lot as well. So do you feel having a place to store everything in a kitchen or bath can minimize stress?
Absolutely. Well, pantries are no longer that space where we just throw the broom, the mop, the dog dish, or, outside. The pantry has become the new general store. And I'm finding a lot of homeowners are taking those pantries, they're reorganizing them, beautifully reorganizing them with decorative baskets, bins, so forth, glass jars. and taking their larger appliances that would normally sit on the counter, bringing them into the pantries. It does create a stress-free life in the kitchen, should I say, because you don't have all that around you. It just leaves things more cleaner and simple, and the space more open.
Yeah, I have a couple of smaller appliances that I take off the countertops when I'm not using them. Not so much clutter, just like lack of counter space. You know, some of those things take up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned to put away my mixers, the big toasters, these air fryers that they have now, the Keurigs. But then when I put it away, I find myself bringing in accessories. Oh, this jar would look gorgeous here. Or, let me add a plant here. Before you know it, it's filled again. But it's filled with the things that I love that don't stress me out. That's the difference.
Right. All right. So you said that there might be a push for bolder backsplashes. Why? What is the reasoning behind that? Is it?
I think for a while, it's still going steady. The white or gray kitchen. That's all you're saying. I'm seeing that the consumer is getting a little bit more personalized with their space in the kitchen. So what better way to do that is to add that personalization in the backsplash. So they're using bolder colors, bolder shapes. I mean, I can show you an example. I mean, we have your standard subway tile, but if you could see how architecturally different this is, that it's just, they're creating a nicer statement on the backsplash, just to, I would say to soften that white kitchen cabinetry, just soften the look. That was a tough question again.
Well, I'm actually seeing more colorful kitchens come across our desks when we've been looking for new projects and things like that actually like will stand out in some way on a cover, especially a magazine cover. It's just like the white kitchens just don't really do it. They can be really, really beautiful, but I like to see pops of color, but then I like to just see kitchens with all out color too. And I realize that that may get old after a while, but I feel like the gray and white is getting old. Like it's been getting old for a while.
Yeah, and I think now people not moving as much as we did, they're staying put. They are personalizing their spaces. And as far as like the backsplashes go, again, they're adding texture. And what I mean by texture, they're adding glass or like a honed stone, brighter colors. It's kind of like selecting a wallpaper and putting a wallpaper up to personalize the space, and it takes you away from that standard white cabinetry or gray cabinetry that everybody's doing. But I'm seeing a big change though in cabinetry color also. I mean, we're getting into these beautiful stained wood grains, and color is being introduced into the kitchen industry more so than it was in the past, again with the grays and white.
All right, and then so you also mentioned bolder finishes. So bolder backsplashes, now bolder finishes for fixtures.
Bolder finishes, absolutely, and we always say this, and I'm referring to the hardware. What is the hardware? And well, we could also include the faucet. That's the jewelry of the kitchen. No, the finishing touch. Normally the hardware would kind of like disappear. People weren't so into getting bolder finishes or unique styles. Now I'm seeing a big change in that. People are selecting their hardware like they would jewelry. And what I mean is, they're selecting the brasses, hammered metal looks. And then there's those who don't want their hardware to stand out, and they're just using these simple hardware pieces that kind of disappear into the top of the cabinetry door, to where it looks like the cabinetry has no handles on it. So yeah, people are getting bold with the colors and the finishes of their faucets, their hardware, and even their sinks. I'm seeing their sinks change colors. I see people getting black sinks, gray sinks, not your standard white. So yeah, it's kind of neat. And maybe that has to do with that person who doesn't want to go super bold and make drastic changes. Why not start with the little detail first? So, yeah.
So most of the projects I see come in with, the hardware and the plumbing fixtures and even the light fixtures kind of matching in finish. And you don't have to necessarily do that, correct?
No, mix it up. Absolutely mix it up. Yeah. Well, I think that that's a preference. Some people just like everything to match, that old saying of matchy matchy. But I like to mix it up. It's okay. Black with gold, or a stainless steel finish with gold works fine. It's all how you disperse it throughout, your design, where you can have let's say the lighting overhead, one finish, the hardware, another finish. It's okay to mix it up. Why not?
And you're the design pro, so you'll help the clients figure that out. Yeah. I tried to do that. I feel like it would be all over the place.
Well, I always tell people when you're selecting, the textiles for your kitchen project, look at it as if you're getting dressed. Fashion influences interior design. So, I mean, if you know what you like to wear and it works with you, most likely it's going to work in your space when you're designing your kitchen, as far as selecting, textiles. So be brave, go for it.
All right. So you mentioned 2 trending styles of cabinets. Would you go into a little bit more detail on those for us?
Yes, 2 trending styles right now is one that we sell that actually we just released. It's the Contempo, which is just a flat face door, Scandinavian influenced. I love the flat face door because it gives you all these different options for applying your hardware. So it's basically flat. And I love this look. It's the clean look. It's simple, but it's sophisticated. And what I mean by placing your hardware, you could do your hardware on the top, on the sides, or even on the bottom of these flat doors, and it looks wonderful, really, really wonderful. So this is a great door that's trending now. And then there's also this door. There's a door that we just released. It's called the Urban Shaker, which I love. And it's a shaker door with a very small profile too. You see that small profile? There, I said see again, sorry. But to see that profile there, how thin that is. Beautiful door. Again, this is what's trending right now. And I think a lot has to do with the standard shaker door has the larger grooves in it. It's all about maintenance now. And I think it's all about keeping it clean. It's easy to maintain. No crumbs are landing anywhere. So, and it's also the look. I love this look, especially when you have that grain running vertically. It just gives the kitchen the illusion of more height. So it's really neat. Big
so
sell.
Is traditional just out?
No, see, I mean, there's so much going on in the industry right now. Like I said, I think it all has to do with people finally sat in their kitchens like, wow, I'm actually using my kitchen after all these years of, just using your kitchen to make a quick meal and you're out the door. We're living in our kitchens now. So styles are all over the place. And you're just saying the traditional door is out. It's not out. And in fact, this leads to the conversation of us, a lot of people are asking, is the farmhouse kitchen going out? It's not going out, but it's more. And what I mean by that, you're going to see a lot of people, and this is interesting because I didn't expect this, but I'm seeing a lot of kitchens starting to lean towards the cottage style kitchens. And maybe it's because they're more personalized. And a lot of people using these gray and white farmhouse style kitchens, it's easy to go to your local big box stores and get accessories. Okay. These are accessories that are they're intentionally made to look old, but I'm finding now that a lot of consumers are pulling out family heirloom pieces, real antiques, and using them to accessorize in their kitchens, which kind of leans towards that cottage look, if that makes any sense. It's interesting. Yeah. I love cottage kitchens. Just makes you, I don't know, feel like you're at grandma's, you want cookies and milk and
Yeah, I like them too.
Yeah. they're more personalized in detail, you know. And I think with cottage styles, I think you can be a little bit more personalized with what pieces you're showcasing in them, like I mentioned with the heirloom pieces, which is neat. It's not all in that direction of farmhouse style, you know.
I just think they have a lot of character.
They do, yeah, yeah. No, it's just it's a simple, but it's, I don't want to say it's a no fuss, it's a simple look, but yes, again, it has personality. I can't explain it. It's I just love cottage style kitchens. It's just me.
So let's talk about color trends for 2023. You mentioned blues and greens, and I want to know why. And then are there other colors on the horizon as well?
Blues and greens are holding steady. A lot of consumers were going for the darker greens in the past, and the blues. They're still around, and I think the consumers they're using them in their design to experiment. And maybe it's to let go from that all-white kitchen and the opportunity to introduce color. They'll experiment with their island. So they'll make their island maybe a blue, and then the perimeter would stay white or gray, or introduce a greener color. But the green is going strong, but it's gotten lighter in color. So we sell a door that's called Celadon Green, that is very, very soft green. It's very comforting to look at. It's definitely a reflection, of course, nature, but it's a very soft sage green. I'm seeing a lot of this right now grabbing traction in the market. It's the lighter greens. Lighter blues too are coming back. A lot of earth tone colors, colors that look like terracotta. I'm seeing more yellow kitchens. I mean, and I'm not talking about the walls, I'm talking about the cabinetry itself. So there are people exploring all these different colors that are on the market, but I'm seeing, again, earth tones, warmer taupes, browns are coming back. Grays that have a little bit of a brown undertone are coming back. But yeah, blue, green, gonna see that again. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of colors that are surfacing. I'm waiting to see red. Hopefully soon. I know someone's gonna do it. Pull the trigger and put out a red kitchen.
I think I just actually saw one. I've got it saved for like a color find project, so we can talk about, all the ideas behind that. But I mean, I feel like that just kind of reminds me of, I guess, when was it, back in like 2000, early 2000s, when people were like painting their dining rooms red and their kitchens red. Like that was a big deal back then. But I think what you're talking about would be different if we actually saw like red cabinets.
Red cabinetry, yeah. Why not? Well, again, yeah, you're right. I remember when people were painting their kitchens red, till they discovered that in color theory, why are they always hungry? For some reason, the color red makes you hungry, and they use it in restaurants. So, yeah, I could see. I'm hoping someone does red cabinetry. Why not? I think Kitchen Magic should be the first to do it. That's one of our colors that we use for branding. But a red kitchen, why not? Black was holding steady for a while. I'm starting to see a lot of black again. Black as in all the cabinetry, and then the accents being lighter around it. So people are they're being more creative with their spaces. They're being more personalized. I love it. I love it. So it kind of breaks a lot of rules, which is neat.
There shouldn't be any rules in design.
There should never be any rules.
Maybe the functional rules, right? If it has to do with function, but not so much the style.
Well, I don't know. Even function's changing in the kitchen. Yeah, people are living differently in their kitchen space.
So the rules are changing. It might not be like everybody's workspace triangle, whatever you want to call it, could be different these days.
Very, very different. Hey, the kitchen is the new living room. It really is. It really is. I've gone into some kitchens, friends, and I walk in and I'm like, there's like a 60-inch TV screen right here in your kitchen. Why? And a lot, but it's done nicely. It's not like you walk in, boom, there's this big TV screaming at you. And I'm discovering it, and I go through this too. I mean, come on, how many times have you had events at your house? You get the living room ready, the dining room ready, and everybody's in the kitchen. Nobody uses those places when you're having gatherings. So I'm seeing a lot of people just take these kitchen spaces and make them bigger. And it's not like the kitchen pouring into the family room. It's actually one large space. People are putting bars in their kitchen now, which is really neat. So, I mean, why not? I mean, that's where we all gravitate to, which I love, because I love when I have company and everybody's hanging out in the kitchen because I give them something to do. And I know when they leave, the dishes are all clean and I don't have to worry about cleaning up after a gathering. So it works out good.
So the last one on your list has to do with biophilic design. And I want to know if homeowners are really, do they know what that means? Are they grasping onto that? And if not, how are they finding out about it? How are design professionals teaching them about the importance?
Well, as a designer, you definitely, you talk about it, but they're doing it anyway without even being told about it. So biophilic design is really not a style, but it's a way of life. So it's, again, nature reflecting on how you want to feel in your home. So for an example, and I'm seeing a lot of this too, and I'm doing this to my own home, where people are taking windows away out of their kitchen and putting up glass walls. Why? It brings in more natural light. That's biophilic design. Bringing in the natural light. Bringing in, let's say, gardening indoors, which I do in the wintertime. I grow my herbs in my kitchen, easy access. But what is that doing? That's filtering my air. It's putting moisture into my air. That's part of biophilic design. So it's living within harmony with nature in your home. And I see a lot of people starting to do it. So I hope more people will do it.
So I didn't share with you this question ahead of time. So hopefully it won't come as too much of a surprise. But to round out our discussion, I want to know, is there like a wild card that you haven't mentioned on here that you kind of hope is a design trend coming up?
Oh, you're in a tough question today. Something that we're not talking about in the design industry that I was hoping that we would talk about. Not really. I mean, honestly, Chelsea, everything is a wild card in the industry right now, which I love, and it's exciting because it opens the door to so many different possibilities with when it comes to designing a kitchen or a bathroom or whatever it may be. I truly love the idea that people are personalizing now. Not everybody, like you said, not everybody has that white or gray kitchen anymore. It gets tiring, and it's really weird. You walk through a neighborhood and go through everybody's house, you think it's just you're busting through the walls. You're not going into an individual home because everybody has the same kitchen. I'm hoping that dissipates, and I hope we start bringing back more of the browns, or should I say grays, so it's not fully gray. I think I'm excited also because people are into adding more color to their spaces, and I miss that. I mean, yeah, there's really nothing. I mean, I don't know.
Everything you're talking about, just now, I mean, it sounds like homeowners are less concerned with resale value and more concerned with what works for them.
Yeah, that is correct. They are less worried about resale value, and I think they're staying put more. We're not moving as much as we did in the past, and that's giving people the opportunity to personalize their spaces. I know. I mean, if I was to be looking for a home, I'd be thrilled if someone redid the kitchen new, and even if it wasn't my style, I'd be just thrilled to know that it's new. And that I could actually eventually personalize it myself. So yeah, I don't see like it used to be, oh, keep it white, keep it simple if you're ever going to sell your home. Yeah, I don't see that really happening that much anymore. Well, right, for now.
And that's refreshing for sure.
Yeah, it is very refreshing. Very refreshing. Yes.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us and letting us know your 2023 design trends. Hopefully it won't be a whole year that we chat again.
No, yeah, I enjoy talking with you. And if there's anything I left out, let me know. You got me this time with some of these questions.
All right. Well, I'll try not to make them as difficult next time, but
no.
I think we all got some really great information. So I really appreciate your time.
And I appreciate sharing with you the 2023 trends.